Welcome to the WHHI News. I'm Allie McNair. Here's a look at your headlines. Well, it's not like there's any hurry because he's not going anywhere, but Alec Murdaugh now has a sentencing date for the federal financial crimes he's already admitted to. Murdaugh will be brought to the federal courthouse in Charleston on April Fool's Day to hear his sentence on 22 federal financial crimes, ranging from wire and bank fraud to money laundering and conspiracy. It's been nearly a year since Murdaugh was convicted of killing his wife and son at their family estate. Well, good news for Beaufort City Manager Scott Marshall. After a year on the job, he's getting a nearly 20% raise from his previous $150,000 a year salary to $175,000. Mayor Phil Cromer says this puts him on par with other city managers of cities of Beaufort's size and also about even with the managers of Bluffton and Port Royal, though it is still a bit less than Hilton Head's Mark Orlando, who earns $210,000 a year. Well, the new Defusky ferry woes continue. According to the Island Packet, a man fell into the water when a ramp between the shore and the ferry gave way on the Defusky side of the ferry route, and the man had to be rescued by a passing boater who was able to drag him to Freeport Marina. The current ferry boat cannot pull up level to the dock, so a metal ramp has been put in place. At one point in the rescue effort, 2 ferry employees tried to lift the fallen man out of the water, but had to leave the boat with a dozen people on it unattended. Beaufort County investigators are looking at that incident. Well, you won't find many times when South Carolina Congresspersons Nancy Mace and Jim Clyburn agree on anything, but they both agree that TikTok should not be forced to be sold off or banned. They were on the losing side of the 325-65 vote to force Chinese parent company ByteDance to either sell TikTok or shut it down. Mace doesn't think the government should have the power to force sales of companies. All of the other South Carolina representatives voted in favor of the bill that's now headed for the Senate, saying TikTok is a national security threat. Well, the filing period for the fall elections is underway, and there are now a half dozen candidates formally declared for the 1st District congressional seat now held by Nancy Mace. Democrat Mac Deford formally announced his candidacy yesterday on Hilton Head Island. Deford is a lawyer from Charleston who's done a lot of legal work representing the town of Hilton Head Island. He says he's solidly behind reproductive freedom for women and railed against the new open carry gun law in the state, saying untrained gun owners are more of a threat to everyone else than they are going to do any good. He's a gun owner, but says his guns are locked up, and that should be the standard. The filing period runs the rest of this month. The primary election is June 11th. Well, St. Patrick's Day Parade on Hilton Head Island, that takes place this Sunday. And if you've been driving around the area, you might have noticed more traffic than usual, probably somewhat due to the fact that the parade brings in tens of thousands of people each year. Now, WHHI will be teaming up with WSAV of Savannah to broadcast the event. And if you couldn't go and want to see it, or if you did go and you want to watch it all over again, you'll be able to see it here on WHHI 7 p.m. on Sunday. For more information on these stories and more, visit the news sources on your screen. And be sure to check us out on Facebook, X, and Instagram. If you have a story idea, email us at news@WHHITV.com. And now with sports, here's Justin Jarrett.
Hey, it's time for Last Night in the Loco on WHHI, powered by LowcoSports.com. The USCB Sand Sharks are on the hunt for a new women's soccer coach after announcing Jay Harris will take the same position at Barry University in Miami. USCB Sports Information Director Brackin Lambert joined us on Thursday's LowcoSports Lowdown to reflect on Harris's 6-year run as USCB's second head coach. We also recapped the Sand Sharks split on the softball diamond with UVA Wise, capped by this spectacular game-saving catch by Saria Simmons. There was no salvaging a split for the Beaufort baseball team as Hilton Head Christian Academy's James Crosby turned in a strong start, and Slaide Burd went 2 for 2 with 2 walks and 4 RBIs in a 13-3 win. Elsewhere on the diamond, Hilton Head Prep blanked Battery Creek 10-0, and May River lost a 10-inning marathon at Barnwell, while the softball teams from Patrick Henry and John Paul II won big. On the soccer pitch, Bluffton's girls got a late goal from Logan Young to grab a 2-1 win over Hilton Head Christian Academy. Hollis Melnick scored a brace, and Ayla Reynolds had a goal and 2 assists in JP2's 4-2 win over Coastal Homeschool. Bridges Prep blanked Patrick Henry, and Hampton County picked up a big 2-1 win over region rival Woodland. The Whale Branch boys earned a region win over Bethune-Bowman. And JP2 blanked Coastal Homeschool 10-0. Hilton Head High's tennis team beat Bluffton 4-2, and the Seahawk golf team won a dual match with Bridges Prep at the Legends of Paris Island. And the USC WHHI-TV men's basketball team kicked off their version of March Madness with an upset of number 2 seed Brunswick to open the NJCAA Atlantic Division Tournament. Assistant coach Maurice Crowder joined us last night to give us the lowdown. Tune in to the Loco Media Network at 10 p.m. tonight to see who shows up to talk local sports. For LowcoSports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Loco.
Great, Justin. Here she is, Marie Soden, with our weather.
Thanks, Allie. Yep, so taking a look ahead, it does look like we'll see quite a bit of rain this weekend, but then the sun should be coming out by next week. So taking a look at Saturday, it's going to be scattered showers throughout the morning, but should be clearing up by the afternoon. Hilton has going to have a high of 77, a low of 64. Bluffton and Beaufort are going to have a high of 80 and a low of 64. Come Sunday, we're going to see scattered showers throughout and thunderstorms throughout the afternoon and going into the evening. Hilton has going to have a high of 73, a low of 62. Bluffton's going to have a high of 75, a low of 61. And Beaufort's going to have a high of 75 and a low of 62. The sunrise for this weekend is going to be at 7:31 and sunset's going to be at 7:32. Looking at the beach tides, Saturday low tide's going to be at 10:05 a.m. and high tide's going to be at 2:54 p.m. And then come Sunday, low tide's going to be at 11:08 a.m. and high tide's going to be at 3:49 p.m. Taking a look into next week, Monday is going to be partly cloudy with the highs in the upper 60s and 70s. Lows are going to be in the 50s. Then come Tuesday, it's going to be sunny, but it is going to be cooler as the highs are going to drop down into the upper 50s, lows in the 30s. And then come Wednesday, it's going to be sunny and it's going to warm up as the highs are going to get back into the 60s, lows in the 40s. That's it for today. Let's head it back to the desk.
Thanks so much, Maria. Guess what? Spring is here, and that means it's time to do a little cleaning up. You want to do it safely? We'll find out how next.